beautiful sweet babies. So today we're going to be talking about Apryl Jones speaking out after her baby daddy Omarion spoke out in regards to the situation between her and Fizzle Pop. So if you guys are unaware, Omarion actually recently went on Jason Lee's show and discussed a couple things that was going on in his life. And shout out to Jason Lee. Even though he's very messy, I definitely respect his hustle and his grind and him getting these top tier interviews as of lately. But pretty much, Omarion spoke out in the situation of Little Fizz and Apryl Jones dating. Now, we have not really heard Omarion speak out in regards to these situations, primarily because, he is labeled the unbothered king. And with him being so unbothered with everything that was going on between his ex-group member as well as his ex-girlfriend, he just kind of skated by, never really spoke about the situation, and kind of went about his day. And I must say that even in this interview, when he was asked about it, he still kept it very respectful and unbothered. I have not gotten the chance to actually watch this interview in full, but from the clip that I have seen, I'm definitely going to tune in. So pretty much Omarion's response was he is, just going to let the situation do what it does. And, pretty much you reap what you sow. So if you guys don't understand what that whole phrase means, it means that, if you do wrong will more than likely come back and get you because you get what you put out. That is when Apryl Jones decided to get on live and start crying in regards to the situation and expressing how it made her feel. She started stating things along the lines of, you have to hear it from both sides in order for things to make sense. And she even went as far as to saying, great interviewers do great things and they get the story from every party that was involved. And she tried to then go on and express how we don't know the half of situations and what exactly went down. So we can't really judge based off of us not really knowing. So here's my thoughts. I see why Omarion just let things go and how he is the way he is. I must say that I do respect him for not really slandering anyone's name and really just, saying things the way that he said things. Because at the end of the day, he's right. You will reap what you sow. If a person has done something wrong to you, you don't try to get even. You don't try to do the most. You don't try to slander them. You don't try to do any of those things. You just let nature take its course and you let the universe work the way the universe wants to work. I feel like that's very mature of him. I even more so think that it's more mature of him because, all this time has went by and he hasn't really spoken in regards to it. And now that he decided to speak out on his own terms, he is, expressing how he feels about the situation because he was asked a certain question and he answered it the way that he wanted to answer it. I'm not exactly sure why Apryl is reacting this way because I could have sworn Apryl spoke in regards to this situation. If anything, I could have sworn that she spoke out in regards to this situation multiple times. So at this point, I'm not really understanding why she is behaving the way that she is behaving, crying and acting out all outlandish. She was the one that chose to date her ex-boyfriend / baby daddy's group member and act as if there was nothing wrong with it. And then stated how she was doing this in regards to a get back. And I could have sworn that Fizzle Pop was doing the same thing. Because allegedly, I think there was a situation that happened in which Omarion did the same thing. And he was actually with one of his group members' exes as well. But that's allegedly, don't quote me on that. I believe that the ex that he was with of somebody from his group was J-Bug. But once again, don't quote me on that. But I do believe that is where they are referring to. So instead of Apryl just letting that just be, She took matters into her hands and decided to date one of his group members when they had broke up, which I think is pretty crazy and petty, but okay, girl. But my whole point is, I could have sworn that Apryl spoke about this several times. And it was public knowledge that she was dating Fizzle Pop at the time because they were on live, being romantic with one another. And it's not hidden information that she did these things. I honestly think that the main reason that she spoke out in regards to this and was emotional is because now she is embarrassed by even stooping that low. I'm pretty good at reading people, and that's just the vibes that I got. So I could be wrong, but I'm very good at reading people, no matter who it is. So I honestly think that Apryl is just speaking out from a very hurt place, and the fact that she always has to relive this situation due to her having her whole little hot girl moment and her whole little ratchet girl moment. But now, that it's being brought back up and she is almost a woman in her 40s, she kind of feels some type of way. But it's honestly like, Apryl, you made that bed. Now you have to lie in it. No pun intended. So don't feel bad about the actions that you put out there, because that's what you put out. And, unfortunately, you are a public figure. So anything that you do, people will capture it. And now, unfortunately, it is on the internet permanently, and you have to now live with that. But that's my opinion. What's yours?